Beautiful people, what is good? Another video actually led me to this information. The video in itself that I watched was captivating, and so it led me to do my research and find out what happened. What is this about? What are the benefits here? What's going on? So on November 22nd, said by the Africa Union, November 22nd, 2023, the UN General Assembly member states voted in majority 125 in favor of adopting a convention of international tax cooperation, and 48 voted against it. Now, you may be like, okay, so what's going on? Well, this was to include Africa, part of the international tax cooperation. Now, this is huge. This is very important because, as we know, taxes, there's a lot of accountability when it comes to taxes. You know, what is being spent here? What is being spent here? There's a lot of fairness when it comes to it. And when it's on a global scale, I thought this already happened, but it didn't. And the fact that this is bringing bringing order and organization, pretty much cleaning up any room for unfairness, corruption. This actually is pretty good for developing countries, because now anybody who's trying to take advantage of them under the table now has to be held accountable. So I could see why there might have been 48 that voted against it, you know. But as the African Union says, it says, for emerging economies, this means greater ability to mobilize domestic resources, directly fueling development projects and social welfare programs. And it says, for developed nations, it promises a level playing field, reducing instances of tax evasion and avoidance that currently undermines economic fairness. Moreover, the recent data from the International Monetary Fund suggests that improving international tax cooperation could significantly reduce illicit financial flows, a scourge that deprives economies, especially those in developing worlds, of critical funding. And for all countries, illicit flows can fuel crime, destabilizing societies. Now, those whose plans are to destabilize societies, this is a huge downfall. Those who are trying to improve things and, what does it say? Bring financial flows to increase economies instead of to deprive economies. This is great for them. And let's go. This is beautiful. Now, the video that actually led me to look up this information, by the way, the Africa Union, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool because, yeah, this happened November November 22nd, 2023. And this happened in the UN headquarters in New York. And as it states, it's marking a historic moment for Africa and the world. The resolution, which was tabled, was passed with a 125 vote in favor of the tax convention, with 48 votes against and 9 abstentions. So now I'm gonna move on to this video, which was extremely captivating because it just told me it marked a reality of the leaders of all the countries that voted, and their heads, and the decisions that the conclusions, the deciding, the red marks that they said, this is how our country feels. This we're going to represent our people, whether their people agree or not. Because their people probably don't. Maybe they do. But it was interesting how more of the white economies, they voted against this. And as disheartening as it is, I mean, I was kind of surprised that this already hadn't happened before, that Africa wasn't part of the International Tax Cooperation. But the fact that it got voted in, it kind of surprised me a little bit. And then it was like, well, why would you be surprised? You gotta be like, why would I be surprised? But yeah, check it out and see the countries that are for. It seems like everybody else, all the Arabic countries, Middle Eastern countries, they were voting yes. Obviously all the African countries, most of the Spanish-speaking countries were voting yes for this. So it's interesting how like the very, very developed countries, the ones that seem to be the ones that are in Africa, taking from Africa, didn't want this to be established as law, a worldwide agreement for the whole world, But it's passed, so yeah, check out this video and hopefully you find this whole thing interesting. But yeah, keep God first, keep Jesus first, keep faith first. Thank you, archangels, Archangel Michael, Rayael, Uriel, you know what I'm saying, and all the angels for expressing through me. And yeah, I hope you find this intriguing, because this guy, he definitely put it to my attention, and I thought it was like kind of interesting how it was like, how come there's no developed white nation or white nations that have white leaders that are representing or pushing for Africa to be part of the International Tax Cooperation, which helps them develop and use the worldwide resources that are available to all the developed nations, and which hold the developed nations to a higher standard of how they're going to deal with imports, exports, and business, or whatever resources are being exchanged. This pretty much makes everything an equal playing field, where negotiations and the understanding of contracts and the understanding of lawyers, worldwide business, of the wording, the printing, everything. Now people could speak face to face and bring their brilliant minds and say, what's the best for both of us, and nothing less. But yeah, check out this guy and check out how interesting the voting thing was, because it really got me to even look up all of this. So, look, like, I wrote it all down. So, yeah, check it out. Stay blessed, stay beautiful. Show those pearly whites.
So this is Kenya's president making a presentation in front of the European Union Parliament. European Parliament. Pay attention, I'll show you something.
Instances where collective action has achieved what no single nation could accomplish alone. We are acutely aware that our decisions and actions will significantly shape the 21st century.
Very eloquent guy. He even does the thing of finishing on a strong dropping mic and getting a standing ovation. Watch.
For those who will follow our footsteps, I thank you.
There's a bit of a delay, but check this out. They stand and clap with such glee. Oh my gosh. Yay. Wait for it. He's even walked to his seat. Yes, there you go. Yes, oh, show you. Sit next to me. Please sit next to me. This is so good. I loved it. This is so nice. So what was he doing there? Among other things, he was campaigning for a fair global financial regime. That was like 2 days ago. You wouldn't believe what these Europeans did. Actually, you might. The next day, the very next day, nearly all European countries voted against Africa's proposition for a fair tax regime. Check this out so you actually see it yourself. So this is the promotion of inclusive and effective international tax cooperation at the United Nations, item 16, It was the day after he had this conversation, right? So this is here's their voting, just so you know. So Albania, Andorra, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Bosnia, Bulgaria, then you come over here, Canada, Croatia, Cyprus, Chechnya, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Georgia, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Japan, Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Monaco, Montenegro, Netherlands, New Zealand, North Macedonia, Poland, Portugal, Korea, Moldova, Romania, San Marino, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Ukraine, United Kingdom, and obviously the United States. So irrespective of your politics, and I'm not trying to pick a side, that's not even about the local, whether it was Malawian or Zimbabwean or South African or Moroccan or Egyptian or Ugandan. This is just an African conversation. It's not a matter of the person who gave the speech. It's a matter of the people who want to act like they're supporting the continent and don't. Get to understand who your real enemies are. Enemies is maybe a strong word. I don't know what else the word could be. And it's clear it's going to get harder, not just because it's getting harder in general, but because it's getting harder because there's folks on the other side of the table who want it to be hard for you. Now, if you know any better than I do, stitch this video and educate us, because as far as I'm concerned, this is cognitive dissonance in its entirety. It's folks giving a standing ovation to somebody campaigning for something, then turning around and shooting it down, knowing that 1.5 billion people are going to be affected by it. It's a psychotic way of thinking, but it's unsurprisingly European. Educate me if you know better.